Today, we're diving straight into a massive financial illusion. It's a trap that completely blindsides some of the highest paid professionals in the world. And honestly, it's going to totally shift how you think about money, success, and what true security actually looks like. We're going to unpack the hidden mechanics of high income versus actual, tangible net worth. Let's get into it. So imagine spending well over a decade of your life in grueling education and residency, just grinding to become a top-tier surgeon. You finally cross that finish line and lock in a dream salary of $450,000 a year. By every traditional metric, you've officially made it, right? But then, month after month, you look at your bank account and feel like you're in this relentless sprint just to keep the lights on. Your savings aren't really moving, and retirement, well, that still feels like an impossibly distant mirage. It sounds completely counterintuitive. I mean, how can earning 450 grand leave you feeling broke? But that leads us perfectly to this fascinating central mystery. How can someone earning more than 99% of the population still feel like they're barely scraping by? Now, to be clear, this isn't a story about poverty. It's a profound financial illusion that incredibly smart doctors, lawyers, and executives fall into every single day, usually without even realizing they're trapped. To figure out why this happens, we have to look way past that impressive paycheck. We need to shatter the illusion that money flowing in is the exact same thing as money that actually stays. Society basically conditions us to believe that a high income equals wealth. But a massive salary, that really only creates immediate comfort. On its own, it guarantees absolutely zero lasting wealth. Because income and wealth are fundamentally completely different mechanisms. Okay, so here is exactly how the trap is set. As your income rises, your expectations rise right alongside it. First, the modest apartment gets upgraded to a luxury home. Then the reliable sedan turns into a luxury SUV. Those local weekend road trips, they morph into lavish international getaways. And suddenly, you're factoring in private schools. And the thing is, each upgrade feels entirely deserved after years of hard work. But together, they quietly devour literally every extra dollar you earn. Economists have a name for this. They call it lifestyle inflation. And it is honestly the silent killer of wealth. It's this phenomenon where your spending seamlessly expands to match your rising income, which keeps your actual net worth perfectly stagnant. Sure, you earn significantly more, but you're also spending significantly more. It leaves you running on a very expensive, very exhausting financial treadmill. You're moving faster, yeah, but you aren't actually getting anywhere. Plus, we definitely can't forget the hidden costs that snowball right alongside that massive paycheck. A high-income career almost never exists in a vacuum. You've got massive student loans, brutal tax brackets, and those hefty premiums for professional insurance. On top of that, long, grueling hours naturally force you to pay a premium for convenience, just to buy back a little bit of your time. These obligations grow incredibly fast, quietly eroding the bottom line before you even see it. And that brings us to what is arguably the most crucial distinction in personal finance. Income buys options, absolutely, but it relies entirely on your next paycheck. The second you stop working, the tap shuts off. Wealth, on the other hand, buys freedom. Wealth is the investments that keep working and generating value long after you've clocked out for the day. The secret isn't the size of the income, it's the power of ownership. So this leads to a fascinating, almost unfair reality of modern finance. Get this. A disciplined investor making $120,000 a year can actually surpass the total wealth of our high-earning surgeon. Crazy, right? But why? Well, because the investor is systematically converting their income into compounding assets. Meanwhile, the spender is just funneling $500,000 directly into depreciating lifestyle upgrades. It's a huge lesson in capital allocation that challenges almost everything we're traditionally taught. But to fully grasp this trap, we have to look at the psychological side of things. Even if a high earner mathematically has way more than enough, the human brain is completely hardwired for comparison. We always measure our success relative to our immediate surroundings. And that psychological quirk, it can override even the most logical, airtight financial planning. Just look at who makes up those surroundings. Our surgeon isn't comparing themselves to the average household down the street. They're looking at a highly elite peer group, other top-tier specialists, hospital executives, and seasoned investors. When your baseline for normal is the top 1%, the finish line for feeling rich gets constantly pushed further away. The benchmark for success keeps moving higher, and satisfaction, it just fiercely struggles to keep pace. This completely redefines what it actually means to be rich. It's not about commanding a huge salary. It's about crossing the threshold into true financial independence. It's that exact inflection point where your money starts working harder than you do. It's when your accumulated assets can fully fund your lifestyle, whether you decide to clock in tomorrow or not. So many incredibly smart professionals spend their entire lives on this treadmill, just endlessly chasing a bigger paycheck. But what they're actually seeking isn't a higher number on a contract. Actually, scratch that. It's simpler than that. It's freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of choice, and freedom from financial anxiety. The core takeaway here is that a large income creates a very comfortable life, sure, but only disciplined investing and intentional ownership create lasting wealth. It really all boils down to one incredibly powerful principle of intentional spending. True wealth is found right in the gap between what you earn and what you actually need to spend to be happy. As the saying goes, the richest person isn't always the one with the highest salary, it's often the one who needs the smallest paycheck to live a rich life. By protecting that gap, you build a fortress of security that a high income alone could never, ever guarantee. Well, if this explainer changed how you view money and the hidden economics shaping our lives, definitely subscribe for more deep dives. We absolutely love unpacking the financial principles that schools rarely teach, but that literally shape your future every single day. I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder. Do you think earning more automatically makes someone rich, or does true wealth always begin somewhere else? Let us know what you think.